Hello everyone, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, I will be explaining to you one interesting indicator named as Disparity Index. This indicator is a simple formation which tries to look at the deviation, look at the price move which is away from the average price. It can be on the either side. It can be a move which has been predominantly bullish or bearish. We simply consider the price move away from the average price and plot it in percentage terms. So whatever is the underlying price, we take this current deviation from the average price in terms of the percentages. So it becomes much more easier for us to carry out the comparison across the asset class. We can compare the deviation in different instruments in a very easy to understand manner. So that is the added benefit of working with this indicator. So let us now head to the JForex for the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. There is the Euro USD chart with each candle period defined at hourly. It's taking some few seconds more. Currently, it is taking a lot more time than I anticipated. The fault is with the system, not with the platform. In this indicator, we can utilize different types of moving averages like SMA, EMA, WMA, and all other types of moving averages. We can look at the price deviation. Suppose, for example, if the average price of the Euro USD for the given calculation period is at 1.085 and the current price is at 1.088, then we can compare these two prices, the closing price, the current price, and the average price, and we can come to a conclusion that the price is higher. That is the simple conclusion. Then we can take out the calculation, and in this case we can simply leave the job to the calculator. We don't even have to do the calculation. We have this platform which will carry out the calculation on our behalf and plot this indicator. So that makes our job lot more easier, lot less time consuming, and it is still on the hold. I am not sure what is wrong with this, and it is taking a lot more time. The concept is kind of simple, as I tried to explain to you. Once we get the chart, it will become much more easier for you to understand the underlying logic of this indicator. Let us go back to the Euro USD chart again. Okay, here we got this Euro USD pricing. Maybe I will have to add another chart here. The platform seems to have frozen. And without the chart, it will become much more difficult for me to explain. So we will have to try it another way. So let us do that. We can easily open a web chart. Because of the problem with the computer system, this is taking too much time. So pardon me for that. Pardon me for inconvenience. Okay, we finally got it. Let me check with the JForex platform as well. If we can get the chart going. No, not really. It's not working. Looks like I will have to go for web chart only. So let us do that. We'll go for Web3 demo. Because of the trouble with the JForex 4 platform, we are shifting to the web version. Okay, here we go. It's still not working. Okay, we got the chart as well. Now both the things are starting to work at the same time. Interesting. Let me add the disparity index. All you need to do is a quick search. Here is this disparity index. There is one train passing by. That's why you are hearing that sound. Now, if we look at the disparity index with 13 as the calculation period for this indicator, the default used of EMA. Now, that simply means we are taking the EMA for last 13 candles, then we are comparing the last closing value of the Euro USD with these EMA value to see where the things stand. If the closing price is above the EMA output value for this current calculation period, then we will have these indicators output in positive territory. But if the closing value for the last candle is below the average price, then we will have the disparity index output in negative territory. This is an unbounded indicator, which means it is going to consider the deviation from the average price, and it can be up to any extent which is possible in the market, and it will be represented in percentage terms to make things simpler for us to understand. Now, if we look at the output parameters, here, as I said, we are taking the help of the closing value and the EMA. If we consider the EMA 13 and the price moves over last couple of hours, earlier in the day the momentum was bullish, so here we had this rise, and the output of these indicators, the disparity index, was in positive territory with the disparity of around 0.1%. So it means the price move was not significantly away from the average price, and then it declined, and we saw the disparity again entering into a negative territory with the closing value dipping below the average price and moving further away towards minus 0.13. So if we have strong moves which have taken place in the underlying instrument, then there will be lot higher disparity if things move sharply. And in last couple of candle periods, if there has been a big move, then we will see the disparity value being quite high or quite low, depending on which side the momentum is. If the momentum has been bearish, then we will see quite low values for the disparity index. And if things are going sideways, then the disparity index will be showing values which are kind of close to the zero. There is not going to be any significant deviation on either side, so that is the benefit of figuring out the sideways momentum. If the underlying instrument is not trending and simply consolidating in a given range, then we will have the output of the disparity index quite close to zero. It can be positive or it can be negative, slightly positive and slightly negative, but that is not going to make much of a difference. Only when there has been a big move, we will see the disparity index shooting higher or shooting lower. So that gives us the relative strength of the momentum, where we can look at the direction as well as the strength of the momentum to figure out these trading opportunities. And it is always better to trade in a trending market scenario, as those kind of market offer much higher chance of making money. So we will be in a comfortable position to profit from these strong moves. And also, since we get to know when the things are not really going anywhere and underlying instruments is simply sideways, we can decide to sit on the sidelines looking at these slight deviation on either side. We can wait it out till the momentum develops and it grows stronger. It can be on the either side, as I said. So all we have to do is wait it out and allow the momentum to get stronger, gain strength, and then jump in for this ride in the direction of the trend. You can vary the calculation period as well as you can change the type of moving average you want to work with. So all this freedom is provided on the platform. You can try out different sorts of combination. If you feel that the trend is much more stable over longer period of time, then you can increase your calculation period. But if you want to look at the current deviation from the short term average, you can do that as well. So this indicator is customizable. You can work with it to figure out these opportunities. So that is the benefit, that is the advantage of working with this indicator. And as I said, as you can vary this calculation period, you can trade this indicator on all the time frames, whether you are an intraday trader or a swing trader or long-term investor. You can figure out these opportunities in the market with the help of this indicator. You can go for different sorts of applied prices depending on the kind of applied price you are using. You will have different output value for this indicator. So for figuring out which kind of applied price is best for you, all you will need to do is try working with these different sorts of applied prices, and then you will come to know which kind of applied price is going to be best for your system. As I said, you can always vary this calculation period. You can increase it, you can decrease it depending on what kind of time frame you are trading. You are free to choose your calculation period. We can also vary these different types of moving averages, and depending on the kind of moving average you use, you will have these output value varying as well. But in all these changes, customization options, more or less the direction of the trend is going to be the same, only there is going to be less or more lag, and that is one factor which we have to optimize using these sorts of customization permissible on the platform. Now I am reverting back to the default setup. Output, you can go for different color combinations and styling combinations. You can also vary the width as well as transparency factor. So all these options have been provided. I will not be going into details. The level, we use 0 as a critical marker, and defining factor below 0 is considered bearish and above 0 is considered bullish. That is the simplest interpretation of this level. Recalculate on new candle only. Whatever is your output value at the start of the new candle, it will remain fixed throughout the current candle period. Highlight the time period zone. Your calculation period will be highlighted. Calculate from custom data. The customization can be done in terms of instrument, candle period, and site. So you get to choose what kind of candle period you want to define while calculating these indicators. You can use it from the chart or independently as well. Same thing applies for instrument and spread side. You can have this indicator available on all the candle periods, or you can even specify some particular candle period on which this indicator will appear on the chart, and for all other time period it won't show up on the chart. So it becomes much more interesting for you to gather different data points using different set of indicators on different time frames. The base period is not going to make much of a difference. You can vary, but as I said, it is not going to be much impactful for this indicator. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.